Okay, so just going to show you a little bit about applying a material or multiple materials to a unified or a specific object that you've created in 3ds Max. So here we have a little picture select, the ID number should read 2, which it does. And then I'm going to go back to the central one and I'm going to set its ID number to 1. Okay, so now that I've established that, I need to apply a material which recognizes those ID numbers. Okay, so let me show you the material and then we'll construct it. I'm just working with 2 screens, so I'm just dragging it across from my right screen into my left screen to show it to you. Okay, so this is the construction. What we do is we create a multi-sub-object material where ID 1 relates to the image in the middle of the frame, ID 2 relates to the frame itself, the surrounding frame, and any polygon which has an ID number of 2. Okay, so let me just create that from the top, show you how it works. Right click, maps, materials, scan line, and what I want to do is create a general material, multi-sub-object material. Okay, here's my ID numbers. Out of this one, just click, drag, release, go to materials, general, and what I'm going to put in there is a standard material. To ID 1. ID 2, I'm just going to go materials, and actually I'm just going to put a standard material in there, and double click on it. I'm just going to change the color of it so we can actually see it within the picture frame. A bit of kind of brownish color. And now what I need to do is take this object and apply it, assign material to selection. So click on that. I'm just going to minimize my material browser for a moment, and what happens is, you can see the brown material okay, but you probably won't be able to see the image until you go up to the top left hand corner of your perspective screen, or whichever screen you're in, and click on standard, go to materials and say shaded materials with maps. and what you're doing here is you're telling it to view in the preview window here the actual material that's applied with. Sorry, I've got a click out here. UV map modifier, and my UV map modifier is going to have a parameter mapping set to planar, because of course the image is just a single plane, and I'm going to double check that the map channel is set to 1. Okay, and basically if I expand the UV map triangle here, go to Gizmo, I can slide position and generating it. One sec. Let's try and get a little bit more space here. Okay, so with this material, so trace it through, double click on the bitmap itself, and over here in the parameters rollout we can see tiling and offset. Well, the offset button will let you do the same thing as the map, the UVW map, position the image. The tiling will let you do as it sounds, tile the image should you need to repeat it across that polygon. You can rotate it, etc. Additional cropping facilities and image editing here also available. But that's pretty much all we need to do at this point. Okay, so just to reiterate, your bitmap, when you double click on it, you get these parameters over here that allow you to control the tiling, the map channel, and you'll notice that underneath coordinates it does say texture map channel 1. Your multi-sub-object material, this one here, is in effect this is the controlling material. This one has, I think it's up to 99 ID channels, so you can really go to town on giving one kind of whole object lots and lots of sub-materials within that object. Okay, just close that down for a second. And inside 3ds Max, the thing to remember is that you'll be predominantly working here at the sub-object polygon level. Obviously you can get to that sub-object polygon level by expanding this triangle, you can find it here too, but that pretty much should do it. So it gives you that quick overview about applying a material to your image. And don't forget, you can put your UV map on, and the UV map will help you construct the way that material, or control the way the material is represented. Actually, let's put on a second UV map. Okay, I just paused it there momentarily while I was going to put on a second UV map, and in the process I managed to delete the first one, so I'll just put the first one back on so it's a bit of continuity. So my map ID channel is 1 and it's on planar, and currently it seems to be very, very small. And what we're going to do is we just use the fit button here, and that should, I've taken that gizmo and fitted it. If it's not, I'll use the bitmap fit, choose that. Okay, I'm still getting that. Back to my original material for a second. Over here. into the diffuse channel, and what will happen is that will feed through the diffuse channel to the ID number 2 of the multi-sub object material. Now it's important that we double click this material and make sure that its map channel is set to texture, explicit map channel 2. Okay, let's have a little look at how it's looking over here inside Max. Let me get rid of that window for a second. Okay, so just close that down for a sec. Let's look at our frame. Okay, so the top UVW map, that particular gizmo, when activated, can reposition the texture of the frame if you like. Currently I've got that set to a mapping parameter of box, and I clicked fit in the alignment option there, basically aligning the, you can see this yellow cage around the object. That is telling you the parameters of that material, that box material. Now it's not doing a brilliant job of the material down the sides, you'd have to admit. It's a bit rough and ready, but it's doing an okay job of the material at the front. Our options are to run through various other planar options, like planar will produce that, cylindrical, I mean it's a case of without actually unwrapping the object so that you can, which we will do later. This is kind of just a quick and easy way of getting your texture on. So we've got face, we've got box, my mouse is playing up, second mouse to the rescue. We've got this box. Now what I would say is that the texture looks a little bit ropey here on this side. This texture looks a little bit smeared. So it's a little bit smeared down here at the side, and what I'm going to do is just go back over to where I've got my parameter mappings and go to height, and I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit till it kind of meets my sense of scale with the top and sides. Let's roll round. 1 second, roll around there. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so it's pretty rough and ready, but it gives you the sense and the overview of how to control the positioning using UVW map coordinates modifiers, UVW map modifiers, and then also it lets you look at the object at the sub-object level, the polygon sub-object level, and giving each of these polys ID numbers, which in turn relate back to this material called a multi-sub-object material. Okay, that'll do it. Alright, I think we'll leave it there.